Christians prove the Trinity using the Bible and you'll debunk us. All right, well, I have a lot of points to make, and so pay attention to this entire video for each of the points. Okay, we'll start with Deuteronomy 6:4. Right here, this is saying, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God is one Lord," or the Lord your God is one. Why does it say that? What does it have to tell us that our God is one? Why does it have to say that? Well, when we go look at the Hebrew, you'll find out why. The word God in there is Elohim. Elohim is a plural word. So it's translated into English as God, but if you were to literally translate it, you would have to put gods, plural. So he's called gods, and this will be important throughout this entire discussion here. Lord is the tetragrammaton, which is Yahweh. So if we put the Hebrew back in, what we are seeing is saying, "Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our gods," plural, "is one Lord," or one Yahweh. So why do I have to be told that Yahweh is one? It's because Yahweh is made up of more than one person, as we'll get into as we get into more of the Old Testament to prove the Trinity here. Now that we have that Yahweh has been called gods in Hebrew, we need to look at some nuances. First, we go to Genesis, and we see in the very beginning, the very first verse, "In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth." That right there is Elohim. So in the beginning, God's created the heavens and the earth. So right there is a plurality there. But the nuance is this. Whenever they use Elohim referring to Yahweh, the verb conjugations are always in the singular, not in the plural. So in other words, it's like saying, the gods is going to work, whatever, something like that. It's using a singular verb conjugation when referring to Yahweh. When Elohim is used referring to the false gods, it's with plural verb conjugations. So in other words, right at the beginning of Genesis, you see Elohim with singularity. You're seeing that God exists as a plurality within a singularity. This is why when in Genesis it says, "Let us make man in our image," that is not the royal speak. It's not like the royal we. That's not what it is. Some people argue that. We see that God is defined as a plurality right at the very beginning of Genesis. And so when it's saying "let us," that is three distinct persons addressing themselves within a single mind, if you want to see it that way. One mind with three persons existing inside of that single mind. That single mind being God or the Godhead. Now, the next part of this is, we got over to the Gospel of John. John's Gospel starts with "in the beginning" because he is on purpose paralleling Genesis chapter 1. The reason why John is paralleling Genesis chapter 1, you just need to look at the first 5 verses. You see, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth." You're seeing that the Father is the architect of the entire creation. You also see, "and the Spirit of God hovered to and fro over the waters." Well, the Spirit of God is the Holy Spirit. I know some people claim, it's just a force. But later on, we're going to get why the Holy Spirit is not a force. So anyhow, John is bringing that in there to show you that the word, now yes, the original Greek is logos, but when they translate in English, it chose the word. What John is doing is showing that the Son is also present in creation. So all the words being spoken are being spoken by Jesus. All right? So the Father is the architect, the Son is the director, and the Holy Spirit is the doer of the creation account. So this is going to be a very long video if I continue with a video segment on each point. So I put more of the points in the text boxes above on the other segments of this video. So go make sure you read all those text boxes as well. There's no way you're going to be able to debunk what I've said and be intellectually honest at the same time. But you're more than welcome to try. But anything you try to debunk me with, I'll be able to come back and automatically put that back into its place.